Thing fell. Alright. Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So yeah, Moonknight season finale. Was it great or was it great? Come on, man. All these cars in the morning. Come on. Dang. Okay, Moonknight season finale. We basically saw Mark Spector basically say, look, I'm done. Like, he finally made it. He was able to go to the next life. So Sawaret, or Suaret, excuse me, which was the hippopotamus, I believe, the god of mother and children, fertility, childbirth, all of that stuff. So she basically warned him that if he goes back, everything he has done thus far is for naught. So he said, bump it. I'm going back because, Steve. So basically, you look at it like, man. So Suaret, forgot the name of the hippo. So Mark basically heads back to the land of the you call it the dead. The land of the dead. And he tries to go back to save Steve. Remember, Steve is a character that is a personality that he created. He was always talking to himself. Steve was like his imaginary friend. And then one day, we found out in the last episode, when he went to see his mother because she passed away, when the mother passed away, he was going there. His dad wanted him to come there and make amends, to basically, get over it. The dad loves him. The dad loves the mom. The dad would always tell him, it's going to be all right. Look, she just sick. It is what it is, But the dad was put in the most uncomfortable position. And usually those are the ones who are the strongest, who were put in between. I understand because I go through that with my mom and sister, their relationship. They go at it. So I already know what the dad was going through, because that's the same with my dad when he was with my mom and sister. And then it so happens that I took his place. Only difference is I got dreads in my head. So now, fast forward to this episode, he wakes Steve up, they hug each other, blase soise, they go through the gate. They're about to get hit by this big tsunami of sand, which is because Ahmed has been released. They're using the power to judge people. Ahmed has been released, and Ahmed at first says that Ahmed wasn't going to use Harold, because Harold basically doesn't fit the bylaws of what Ahmed wants, which is a clear conscience and basically a clear spirit, a clean spirit. If you don't have a clean spirit, you have a wavering spirit, you basically judged, because it could mean that you have a lot of evil intention in you. But Khonshu is different. He's opposite of that. Khonshu is like, once you created or did the evil deed, I'm going to destroy you and kill you afterwards because you showed you're evil. Whereas Ahmed judges you even before you even commit the crime. So it's basically like the Minority Report. If you remember Minority Report, that's how Ahmed is. It's the Tabitha. I think her name was Tabitha. The other two, the brothers, the twin brothers, they were cool and all. Like they kept the balance, but Tabitha was the key to everything. So that's what Ahmed was sort of like. Ahmed would prejudge people before she would prejudge people before they even would do an act of sin, which could be anything, stealing or lying, robbing, and you really can't do that, because sometimes humans have a chance to change. Like you saw Mark, he was imbalanced, but he changed, and it showed that he made peace with Steve. All he had to do was make peace with Steve. If he would have shown Steve what the mother was doing to him in that room, they would have been fine after that. But Steve told him, look, I understand, but it wasn't your fault. You was a kid. And he was. When his brother died, he was a kid. Yeah, his mom told him not, but we kids. No, but he didn't know he was going to lose his brother. I mean, he was dealing with it worse than all of them, because he didn't have nobody to play with anymore. And he loved his brother. He really loved his brother. So that's when he created the character Steve, which is the other personality. So now, after that happened and everything, Ahmed has been awakened by Harold. Harold finally got down there, got to the chamber. He awakened Ahmed. He killed off all the other avatars that were holding the gods, like Harold, like Osiris and all of them. But see, this is what happened when you don't listen. Khonshu was trying to tell them and warn them, but they didn't want to listen because they thought Khonshu was just always irritating or aggravating. You need that person like that. If it wasn't for Khonshu, man, everything would have been destroyed. But it was smart what the woman did. The woman, Mark's wife. She basically was going to get taken over by Khonshu, but Khonshu couldn't control her, and that's when he was upset. So he went to go try to stop Ahmed himself until he felt that Mark came back. Mark came back to life once he went through the gates, and he was able to come back to his world. What's up, Intelligent Cycle? Oh, I'm going to work. They got me driving today, so I ain't got to do no warehouse work. Thank God. That's too dang early to be going to work, man. I don't know how I made it. Oh, yeah. The series finale was classic. This show is better than Loki was. This show might be in my top 4, top 3. I don't know. I still like WandaVision. WandaVision to me was, the best show. Well, outside of What If. What If was the best one to me. Then you got WandaVision. I got this series over the Captain America and Winter Soldier series. I got it over that one. So this is in my top 3. And I got Loki number 5 and the Captain and Winter Soldier number 4. Now She-Hulk is coming out, so we got to see how She-Hulk is. I don't know how She-Hulk. I heard it's going to be on point. But yeah, the series for Khonshu was getting his ass whooped by Ahmed. Ahmed basically was judging Harold because, he was still wavering in spirit, and he thought he could con his way into being her servant, but he saw that, look, I'm willing to sacrifice myself as long as you judge the world. And she said, no, I'm going to use you still because I can use you. You see, Ahmed basically went against her own rules. And she's a hypocrite. Like all these gods are hypocrites. All these humans are hypocrites. People are hypocritical at times. It is what it is. We're human. It happens. But she was a hypocrite. Because how are you going to judge all these other people before they've done anything? This guy has done a lot of wrong in his life, and he's trying to bribe you into now all of a sudden he's okay. It's like, that's hypocritical to me. Oh no, I wasn't confused by that at all. I knew from the episode before the last one, Intelligence Cycle, I knew he had another personality. That personality was hidden, but remember, him and Steve knew about each other. But then he had another personality that he didn't know anything about, because Khonshu created that personality. This is my theory. I think Khonshu created that character. So as a how do I say? As a faith, just in case Mark and Steve turn on him, into John Locklear. I think that was his name, John Locklear or something. So he basically acted like he left them without the power, which is a lie. He turned into John and he went to tie up that loose end, which was to take care of the guy, Harold. He got to see her. He was in the crazy house and stuff. We figured that out. I knew that was just, my bad, y'all. That was in a whole other universe or another time, place or something. But also is that I thought the girl had the statue, the Amat statue, but no, it was him. He had it the whole time, so I didn't know that. When they got the statue, and basically they broke the statue. When you break the statue, you basically free the god. So basically, Ahmet took him over. They killed all these soldiers except one, because one never had a wavering heart. He had a good heart. So they moved on. She was going to move in to kill, but I think it was Sauret or Sauret. Yeah, it was Sauret, the hippopotamus transferred, to a body and told her, look, don't kill him yet, because we have a way to free Mark and them, and Khonshu. So go free Khonshu. So she freed Khonshu, and that's when she told them, and the gods came. Ahmet and Harold basically killed all the avatars and released the gods from the avatars, so that we don't know what happened to the gods, whether they've been killed or whether they just transferred somewhere else. We don't know. They may have been killed. I thought they were killed, but I don't know if they were. This is Marvel. They can make people die and then come back. So now, once that happened, they started going to the city, judging people, and that's when that's when Mark came, and then Sauret, the hippopotamus, basically took over his Mark's wife's body. Basically made her the avatar. Once he's the avatar, she basically had to go help Mark and Khonshu. But now we see Mark and Steve working together. We see Steve is the Moonknight in a suit, and then Mark is the one with the cape. It was awesome. And that's what Steve said. And Steve sat back and said, hold on, Mark, no, we finna talk to him, and they made a deal. But Khonshu just lied. Khonshu was using them the whole time. And then remember that part where, the guy basically was winning. He was winning. Harold was about to dispel him, about to release his soul back to the what do you call it? The land of the dead. So this is what happened and everything. This is what happened. This what happened and everything. So the land of the dead and everything, once that happened and stuff, once that happened, you know, a third personality came out of nowhere and just killed everybody. And his wife, Mark's wife, was like, Mark, what was that? And he was like, I don't know. Like, that wasn't me or Steve. And that's when you should have known you had a third personality. That's when I knew he had a third personality. And the third personality was none other than John Locklear, or whatever his name is. Lockhart, I forgot his name. However, he was the guy. He was the one at that one time when Steve and Mark didn't know who the hell just went crazy and killed everybody. So every time it seems like he's on the brink of death, a personality comes out. And it shows you in the post-credits the 3 personalities. It shows you he has 3 personalities. And that's why I knew it was a third personality. I knew it wasn't just 2 of them. Because I remember Moonknight vaguely. But yeah, that was on point. This series get 4 stars out of 4. This series gets 4 stars out of 4. This was a great pacing. We got to see at the end, the Harold thought he won, but he didn't. He got messed up by that third personality. And basically they took them and they used, the guys didn't die. They basically turned back into statues or something. So basically they used them, her having the god of Sawat, Saret, over her, and then the god of Khonshu was over on Mark and Steve. So they used that. Once that happened, they were released of him. But however, he woke up back in his bed with a chain around his leg. And then that's when we saw in the post-credits what happened to Harold. Harold was basically, in the nut house chilling, and then they were rolling him along, and Khonshu was just sitting there. And then basically the guy was like this, just blah, 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 because, because Khonshu used to use him. Khonshu used to use Harold. Harold used to be like Khonshu. Khonshu used to have him. So he don't even want to hear it. And then that's when he said, I can't believe Mark and Steve thought that I didn't have a backup plan. And that's when we saw it looked like Mark and Steve, but it was another person who was speaking a whole different dialect, which was John Locklear, which basically blew Harold's brains out. So now we got another twist. So Moonknight was great. That was great. Great series. Now, here's what pissed me off about, basically, James Chopin. I told you guys, James Chopin is who we thought he was. That's who he is. He's James Chopin. He ain't never been no guy that come out. Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and the supporting cast almost brought the Sixers back. All they needed was James. All they needed was James Chopin to come to the party. James choked so bad, and everybody's trying to say, I think he's done. No, he's been done. He's not a playoff person. He doesn't know how to deal with pressure. He treats it like the regular season. He doesn't care. He's just lying, saying, well, I want to win the championship. No, he wants an easy ring. Kevin Durant, y'all call his rings easy, but it wasn't. He worked hard. And you're starting to see Golden State down the stretch ravel, because when they had KD covered up for a lot of their deficiencies, which was closing. Steph is a front runner. Steph is just like LeBrownies. They're front runners. When they get a lead, they can shoot you out the gym. But when there's pressure on the line, they have a tough time coming up big in those situations. The reason Kevin Durant was missing a lot of clutch shots down the stretch is because he wasn't getting any help. He had to do damn near everything. But him and Kyrie played trash this series because they got him physical. They took the fatigue out of him. So if I'm him, man, I put on a little more muscle, which I would. There's nothing wrong with putting on some muscle. Not too much where you can't do your movement, but I would put on some muscle. But James choked that game away. The Miami Heat really concerned me on offense. I don't know if the Heat can win it all. I got them still winning it all. I'm sticking by the Heat because they the home state. They the home state. You know, I want them to win. You know. But I don't know, man. They are very, very sporadic. That's the only thing that concerns me about them is they're very sporadic. Just they look like they don't even belong there. And Bam Adebayo did good down the stretch. Tyler Hero almost cost them the game, dog. You got to learn how to be careful with the ball, son. You got to learn how to be careful with the ball. You can't be carrying the ball like a damn loaf of bread. You can't be just all silly with it trying to do all these moves. No. Do it the right way. Have your back to them and dribble the ball down court. If they're coming to trap you, that other guy has to come forward when setting the trap. Okay? That's what you have to do. When somebody's setting the trap on you, your teammate has to run up and get the ball from you. You have to be able to hit them. Another guy come up. You have to move up. See, this is what happened a lot to the Lakers against the Pistons in the 04-05 championship. Kobe would get full court press and nobody was bringing up. Nobody was coming up. And he wasn't, and then he didn't teach the guys the audibles. If he would have gave them their audibles and all that, which in case is a trap, boom, they could have came up, got the ball, they would have beat Detroit. The only reason they lost to Detroit was because Shaq and Kobe was beefing. They didn't see eye to eye. What's up, Feltimore? So that's the thing. You know, Miami does not look all that great to me, man. I'm real nervous about Miami. I do not know if them guys are going to actually, you know, get there, man. It's tough. I think they can get to the championship. They just got to clean up offensively. Oladipo down the stretch. Hero did good, but then he turned the ball over. Bam Adebayo did his thing, man. Jimmy buckets, you know, he was getting the ball to everybody. I don't think Jimmy's knee is right. I think Jimmy's knee is still messed up, and that's understandable. A knee injury is very hard to play on. Oh, well, they not leaking it to me because I haven't seen it on Feltimore. I don't look for that stuff. If I see somebody that got it up, I just say not recommended and don't recommend that channel to me ever again. You know, I don't know what's going on in Dr. Strange. So when I watch it, see, that's why I don't look at the internet like that. I only look at Sino videos or who did it or Strictly, and, you know, I try to catch Scrub when I can. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, the second game, the Mavericks lost because the Suns are just too good. Scoochie is right. Scoochie's right. And Chris Cervantes, they're right. Chris C, they're right. You know, they are right. You know, the Mavericks just don't have enough people, especially inside. They don't have enough inside depth, and that's what's messing them up. Luka's been balling, but the problem is Brunson hasn't come to play. Everybody's kind of off. But, you know, it's understandable, man. I mean, the Mavericks, hey, man, they had a good season. I'm still going to stick with them. I still think they could win in 7. You know, I still think, you know, they could win in 7, you know. But, hey, I could be wrong. But the Suns, Chris Paul balled out yesterday. You gotta give it to Chris Paul, man. He did his thing yesterday. Devin Booker did good down the stretch. DeAndre Ayton, he did his thing. You know, DeAndre Ayton did great. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he did great. They went to Ayton, and they went to JaVale McGee, and then what killed it was Biyombo. When they brought Biyombo in, that's what killed it. That's when I knew Dallas didn't have a chance, because of damn Biyombo. The post-credit scene. Oh, I mean, I been knew about the post-credit scene. Remember that one episode where he just mindlessly killed everybody and Steve didn't know what happened and he didn't know what happened? I knew that personality still was there. I didn't trust Conchu. I don't trust Conchu at all. I knew Conchu wasn't finna just give up that easily when he couldn't get the wife. That's when I realized he got another plan. I don't know what it is, but he got another plan. So what he did was he made Mark and Steve believe. He made them believe that he wasn't real. He made them believe that he gave up their control, which was total bullshit. I knew it was bullshit. I don't trust Conchu for shit. I didn't trust that guy at all. You know, so I knew what was going on. I knew he was going to do that. What's up, Ryan Gilliam? You watching Doctor Strange 2 tonight? I might go watch it tonight. I think I might watch it tomorrow, though. Yeah, man, don't watch those things. But the post-credit scene is what gave it a 4 out of... Dog, the Moonknight was a 4 out of 4. The post-credit scene, that's John Locklear, which was the third personality. It shows you in the post-credits when it's giving everybody's name up who played what. I knew that third personality. Remember at the end when they're showing Oscar Isaac, they got 3 faces. 3 faces, which basically means he has 3 personalities. So they already told you the show. They told you it was the third personality. They gave it up. They gave it to you in plain sight. So I wasn't surprised what happened. And I was like, there's the third personality. And he spoke a whole nother dialect. He spoke, I think, Egyptian. So yeah. I gotta get into work, guys, but the reason that the Sixers lost to the Heat is because James choked again, choked and choked. Yeah, that was the third person. Right, it was like The Godfather. So I'm out, guys, but pissed me off was oh yeah, James choked and is the reason Philly lost. They had a chance to win. I'm still concerned about Miami's offense. Dallas and the Suns game, the Suns got too much firepower, especially in the middle. Biyombo came in and just dominated the middle. The Mavericks got to get somebody in the post in the offseason. Chris Paul did his thing again. He closed down the stretch. Book really didn't have to do too much. So, hey, Suns, yeah, the Suns are going to win in 5. Basically. But I'm sticking to the Mavericks in 7. I still think the Mavs can pull it out in 7. So thank you guys for listening, man. I'm out. Deezy.